Welcome to Fishing Squad. You join me. I've just arrived in North Wales. Come straight through from work this morning after nights. Just going down to a mark for tow. We'll be meeting my friend, good big man, best buddy Danny. He's already down there. I don't know if he's had one yet. He hasn't messaged me to say he has, or he hasn't. So yeah, we're just walking down to the mark. Got a strong wind off our backs today. Just cutting mixing on the top of the cliff at the minute. We are going to get some rain. I'm going to put 2 rods out today for a change. It's been a while since I put 2 rods out when I've been tope fishing. Well, other than the last session, but I wasn't expecting tope in that last session. I lost one on the surface. But we've got a couple of different rods today because so that's what I took back when I fished the Mersey. Got my Grazer Ryan Mark II, and we've got a Tronix Pro Gorilla Surf. A bit more forgiving than the Ron Thompson. That's why I took them back to fish the Mersey in the last trip I had out, sort of thing. So my Ron Thompsons are already at the cottage, so the mark we're fishing today is on the way to the cottage. So yeah, there's no point going all the way to the cottage to get 2 rods when I don't really need them, basically. So that's my life story. We've got some, couldn't get any fresh mackerel anywhere. The water's still milky as well by the looks of it a bit. It's not too bad though, it's not as bad as it has been. We may have a go at some point this weekend. We're on Friday at the moment, Friday the 5th of December. So I'm going to cut the waffle down and get on the mark. And I'll be back on probably just before I fire 2 rods out. 2 baits out. Both rods are out. The weather's absolutely terrible, so there was no time to film the bait up. Danny's just to the left of me. Give it a go. This wind's going to pick up behind us and the rain's going to come on really hard, so filming will be restricted. Right then guys, it's absolutely pissing it down, basically. Oh my god. Haven't had any bites. But I'm absolutely drenched. Well, I'm not drenched, but I would be if I didn't have a waterproof on. I just can't get out of it. It's horrendous. So we've got a couple hours left of this session, then we're going to call it, but we've still got to still keep pumping some baits out until it's time to go, but this is horrible. Right then guys, back to the car. My god, that was absolutely horrendous, is how I describe that. Not much footage for the video. You can understand why, I'm sure. Baits coming back untouched. Probably had at least 5 or 6 baits per rod. We tried to make it happen, but you know, if you're not catching fish and not having bites in those conditions, it's very difficult to carry on. Much needed warm drink from the local petrol station. My god, have we deserved this. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a case of chill out, regroup tomorrow. Regroup tonight, sorry, chill out. Put plans together for tomorrow. You just wonder, when you have shallower marks, the amount of fresh water that's gone in and stuff like that. We'll see. Try somewhere deeper before the end of the weekend, I think. I'm going to struggle tomorrow, but give it a go. See what happens. We managed to get down on a mark, one of our favourite marks, despite the rough conditions. We got the wind direction well wrong. It's going to be a tough one. We'll give it a go. Both got rods out. I'm going to put 2 rods out. Let's see how we get on. Let's be doing. Well, it's tough conditions. Managed to get the 2 rods out, which I'm surprised. Fishing high up. Sea's ebbing. They've got the forecast slightly wrong. On my app they have anyway. Danny's is pretty much spot on. It said southwesterly, but it's actually westerly, which makes a difference. Southwest at them speeds, it's very difficult to get on most marks down here, if any. And we've managed to get on because it's blowing westerly. So obviously we fished yesterday, you saw that at the start of the video, couldn't show you much. We've got better conditions as far as the rain's concerned today, but we have got a wind coming sort of that direction over our heads, but it's catching us on our right hand side slightly. It's fairly strong. If it just eases up by 10 mile an hour, you probably won't feel any, because it's quite strong. I think it's supposed to be 40 mile an hour. Obviously it's a struggle struggle to stay in contact with your leads as well. Tried out a new reel, well, new to me reel today. We've got the Finno 6500. I bought it off Tommy Joe yesterday. It's come with 8500. I'm getting an 8500 for Christmas, so I'm going to get another small size one, probably load them with 40-pound line, and have the small ones loaded with 40-pound braid, so like an 80-pound leader, and have the heavier ones loaded with 60-pound braid to an 80-pound leader, or 100-pound leader. So we've got like a light assessment, because like for clean ground, you could do, like this marks fairly clean ground, could do with casting 40-pound braid and a 80-pound leader rather than the 60 that I've got on, you know, just because it's a bit finer. Probably a smaller reel as well. Plus I can use them on the beach, can use them on the Humber, can use them everywhere. The 6500's back. The reel, I mean, Tommy's has got a bit of wear on it, but it's not. You put it on the rod today, and it's as good as the other one, you know. It's probably older than mine, you know, the bigger size one that I've got, that I had. But you put them on rod, you don't get any wobble on the handles, the foot of them or anything. They're just rock solid. They don't do anti-reverse. You know, I'll fix spools sometimes. I have a switch under here where you can wind backwards. You know, if you let a bit of line out, or some people play fish like that, don't they, when they've got on rivers and stuff. Don't have any of that business. It don't go backwards, mate. If you want it to go backwards, you've got to put some weight on the other way, and that's with a drag. Obviously, it can go the other way if you like, kinda. But yeah, really good reels. There's no slipping of cogs or anything like that when you get a weight on them either. They're just brutes. Personally, I'll stay fixed spools all the way these days now. But I used to like casting a multiplier. So yeah, I can understand why people like the multipliers as well. Softer, smoother, but when you do a lot of fishing, sometimes you just want something that never lets you down, and that's what I'm looking for. It might not cast as far sometimes, especially with the Ron Thompsons. They don't cast as far sometimes. Like yesterday, I had that Tronics Pro Gorilla Surf in my Grazer iron rod, and I was probably casting a little bit further. But what you get on a day like today when it's windy with the Ron Thompsons is they're weighty. They don't go anywhere. They're moving about a little bit in the rod rest, but they're not proper bouncing out of the way, you know, about the place, should I say. So first, we've had one bait up each. Both put Joey mackerel. Have you had a bite? Yeah, Danny thinks he might have a bite. Obviously, we'll spin it round if it is. First bait up, so both put Joey mackerel on, and they come back virtually chomped down, whether it's dogfish, crabs, or whatever, or something with sharper teeth. I don't know. I don't think it went tope or anything like that. But Danny's had a clean cut straight through the middle of it. We didn't have a bite, but you know, you never know, dear. There could be some small spur dogs about, something. I don't know. I've never had a spur dog down this end, but people do talk about them. I've seen a video of someone getting one, and I know the Martin area, Tommy did quite well a few years ago. One, I think it was June or something. So I think it would mainly be winter, you'd expect, wouldn't you? But we'll see. I think it's going to be tough until the sea really ebbs out a bit. We got here just after high tide, and obviously it's a really big tide this weekend, and it makes it look even rougher than it is, which it is rough anyway, and with a big tide it is proper rough basically. But it's calmed off a little bit since we've been down here. It's strange coincided with the wind picking up, the sea ebbing out, but it is what it is. We're lucky to get on today really, so we'll stick to it and see what happens. I've got a dongle on the right hand rod I bought a few packs of head and guts. Not very impressed with them, to be honest with you. The yellow head and guts, Danny, yeah? They look really brown.
Do they?
Yeah. But the head has got loads of scenting on it. You know, I think the fish now are probably more scavenging, aren't they, than opportunistic. So they might, given a bit of an injection, it might might be alright. We'll see. Huss and Congers will take him anyway if nowhere else. Yeah. And then left hand rod I've got a Pennell with full Joey on. So Danny's sticking with one roddy. I agree with his valid point about fishing with one rod. You know, sometimes you do fish more productively. You know, you're 100% with everything you do. With two you can be a bit sort of caught in no man's land, but I do like fishing with two rods. Especially, it's last weekend I've got down here probably this year, so yeah, we'll see what happens anyway. I just thought I'd do a bit of proper like talking and stuff while I've got a chance. It looks like the rain's going to hold off this afternoon, so that's a good thing. Hopefully we're back on next time with a fish on. Just going to try double Joey, because every time I'm reeling in, my mackerel, single Joey's just getting shredded. Make a bigger bait, hopefully it pays off. Danny's just rebaiting, he's just had a pick up and drop. He lifted his rig. He lifted his rig right up in the water, and he brought it in, like right up against the rocks. And by the time he's like got contact with it, because he didn't know what was happening, well, it was difficult to gauge. He knew he had a bite, but he didn't commit to it, did he? No. I'll grab them. Just lose his dangle clip. So just going to rebait and fire another one out. Well, it's positive that, in tough conditions.
Absolutely, must be taking the baits.
Yeah, it must be. Right, well, first fish of the session, the whiting. It's not a bad one. I'm going to put the body section out, Danny's going to put the head out on his dangle. I think that might be what's been chewing some of our bait. So Danny's actually caught a Huss. It's still there. His rig's tangled at them, it's right there. Basically, we'll just tied his rig off for now. There's a fish on the other side of here, but we need to wait for his line got wrapped around the rock. In fact, the fish, you can see the fish, it's in the edge down there. We'll get it in a bit when the sea ebbs off. I'm chucking the body section out because I caught that on my Pennell. Danny had a dongle in his hand, so I've done the gentleman's thing and give him the head, give him some head. Danny's just landed a Huss on a dongle. Nice to see a fish on the bank. The other one's been bumped off his rig in the swell, but that was tough trying to get that other one in. But yeah, lovely hook up with the dongle again. Like I say, nice to see a fish on the bank finally. It's been a tough session, this one. But you know, once them circles are in, they don't come off. The good ones are in. Quick look over her, and she's in spawn, bless her. So we'll give her a, well, you know, even though it's rough, we'll try and give her the most gentle release as we can. Bless her. Female. Off the mark with something though, that's with a shark species anyway. It's the main thing. I don't think she's not posing for a cat picture, but Danny's not bothered, he's seen them all before, he's had a 13-pounder, hasn't he? That'll be 8 or 9, I bet.
Fight it back.
Yeah, I'll see what I can get picture-wise off that anyway. You'll get something, definitely. Yeah, you'll get something, definitely. Yeah. Nice one, pal, get on. I'm just winding the session down. This is what I mean about head and gut. Are you going to bite again? Danny's had quite a lot of action, to be fair. I've done 2 mackerel heads together there. But you see the colour of them. They'll still catch fish, I'm sure, and if there is any taupe about, they'll not swim past it, will they? But I'd rather it be a bit more pink and red, you know what I mean? And that pink's the worst one. Brown and grey's the, like, pink's the worst one. And my bait, like, coloration categories, if you like, in terms of using it when it's frozen. Brown and grey's like time to put it in bin, really. But because the heads do carry on, we're just going to go its last bait up this, by the way. We'll use the packs that I've bought of them, you know what I mean? Yeah. Fire this out. Last cast fish, hopefully. That's on a dongle. I think Danny's getting a bite again. He's had a couple of inquiries, to be fair. Well, let's get this fired out. I'll probably just stay just till it gets dark. out on it. Yeah, Vince took my line down there. Right, let's put Rod up, Rod rest. I'll come on camera. Come back to the camera. Yeah. I've had my baits chewed every bait up near enough. Danny's had the same type of thing, but he has more or less landed to us. We'll need to check the status of the other one, but it may have gone, mate. I can't see it down there when I've gone down and have a look, but you still think it's there, yeah? No, I don't. I think it might have just been bumped off the rig in the swell. Is that you done then?
That can't be actually. Don't rush.
Yeah, alright.
Get that.
Yeah, no worries.
Don't worry about this then, do I?
Yeah. That's my last bait up anyway.
Well, that was going to be mine. I was going to leave it out, but then it's
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Spinal cord.
Yeah, we're just calling it now, more or less. Just going to leave that out for 10-15 minutes, then
Right, let's go for
wind it down. Just going to go have a look, see if his us is still there. I can't see the fish, you know what I mean? His leader's wrapped around the rock. It just got done by the swell a bit, really, and the wind. So I was going to try and at least get his leader off the rocks, you know what I mean, and maybe retrieve his rig. The fish in there, fair play in it, it's the fish really, you know what I mean? It's a tough couple of sessions this. I think I will leave it here if yeah, I'm going to try and get out tomorrow, solo tomorrow though. It's been a slow burner, this one really has. Hopefully some rain. It's had a nice bit of sun as well, as you can see, just like glowing a bit. It's been nice in comparison to yesterday anyway. So. Yeah, this will still be one video. It's not been very productive, but I've got a big 2 sessions coming tomorrow that I want to put into another video, so we'll just go with that. Alright guys, well that's it for this session. Danny's gone home. I'll try again tomorrow, and that'll be on a separate video. Tough one. I think we may have had a taupe on, but it didn't hook up. It was as if someone had cut the lead off his rig. It brought it right up, and next thing we know, the rig's 3 foot off the rock face at the bottom of the rock face, on the surface almost, with the lead attached. So God knows. You would have struggled with any rig to hook that up, even with Pennell. But with dongle, sometimes you need a good screaming run. You know, generally you do get screaming runs off tow. That's why they do work. But fortunately today it didn't happen. Danny managed the huss. He lost the huss. They got bumped off in the end eventually by a snagged rig. And I had a whiting, and that's it. We had loads of bites. Bait's coming back shredded. I'm going to try 2 marks tomorrow, I think, if I can get on them. Just keeping an eye on the wind, and literally we're looking at, it's all about angles and rotating that map and hoping that we can do both marks. So we'll start on one at dawn, and then finish on another for the evening sort of thing, afternoon, just going into the evening. Looking forward to it. I'll give it a good go. Just, like I say, that'll be out on the next video. That potentially could be the last trip this year, but honestly, what a year it's been. Met Danny in September. We've both just been bang at it, bouncing ideas off each other, going everywhere. I'm sure he feels the same way, that it's been fantastic. If we look at the map and we say we're going to have a go there, we'll just go out and go all at it. And we've had the results now, and it's given us loads to work with next year. We're going to get a lot more time next year as well now, so than what we've had this year, so that sort of thing. But yeah, it's been brilliant. Cheers, Danny. Honestly, mate, it's been awesome. We've conquered some wars. Well, we've had some wars. We've won some wars. We've lost some wars. And above all, we've had a fantastic fish. You know, we've had some fantastic sessions. Even when it hadn't quite gone to plan, we've both kept each other going, haven't we? I think that's important, isn't it? When you tote fishing, when it don't always go to plan, we both keep jockeying each other, geeing each other up, and that's the main thing. We had a good chill out last night, actually, after we got soaking in the first section of this video. Watched a bit of YouTube and that. Just had a good chat and stuff, and we nearly ended up going on to Anglesey today, believe it or not, but we changed our minds at the last minute. I think it's probably wise move. We're going to have a go somewhere where we've never fished before, but we chose against it. But yeah, it's been a fantastic few months fishing with Danny, like I say. Just thanks a lot, mate, honestly. And more to come, so yeah. Not been a very good video as far as the fish go, but we've tried. We've just done everything that we normally do, and that's it, that's all we can do. So, like I say, I'm trying 2 marks tomorrow, they're a bit deeper. If I can get on both, I'll get on them both. If not, I'll have to make alternative arrangements sort of thing. No, I won't have to go a million miles out of my way though to do that. So yeah, other than that, guys, keep safe, tight lines. I've absolutely had a cracking couple of days, and let's hope tomorrow's even better. I'll try my hardest. I'll see you on the next one. I'll start the video from here for the next one, so it'll follow on if you like. Nice one.